Alright, good day learners. You're welcome once again to my channel. My name is Maduako Emmanuel, your favorite maths teacher. In continuation of this Waec series, we shall be looking at question 6 today, which is the first question in the part B of the 2019 May-June Waec examination. Let's jump into the question and see what it states. The question says, the force of attraction between two bodies varies directly as the product of their masses, m1 and m2, and inversely as the square of the distance d between them. Given that F is 20 Newton when m1 is 25 kg, m2 is 10 kg, and the distance d is 5 meter, find 1. An expression for F in terms of m1, m2, and d. 2. The distance d when F is 30 Newton, m1 is 7.5 kg, and m2 is 4 kg. Alright, quickly, we've done similar thing like this before when we are looking at proportionality. Now this is a case of a joint proportionality because we have both the direct and also the inverse proportion there. So quickly, let's see our solution. Let me divide the body into 2. Alright, now they say the force F does what varies directly. Put your variation sign as what? The product of their masses m1, m2. That's m1 times what? m2. And what? Inversely is over. Remember that. As the square of the distance d. As the square of the distance d. Hope you can see that clearly. Alright, what next do? We remove the proportionality sign by introducing our constant, what? K. We are using K as constant. Then we have what? M1, M2 over what? D squared. Now the next thing to do is to find the value of K because you introduce K as constant. Don't forget, you define what your K is because every other item is defined except what you introduce. Where K is a constant. Alright, we've defined our K as a constant. The next thing is to solve for K. They gave us every other value. Make K the subject of the formula. My K will be equal to F times D squared, FD squared over what? M1, M2. The next is to introduce your values. The values given to you. You are given the value of F as 20. So my K will be equal to F is 20 multiplied by, we are giving D. Where is our D? 5. We are giving D as 5. 5 squared. That's 5 times 5. All over my M. I'm giving M as what? 25. And I'm giving M2 as what? 10. So let's get the value of K. 5 times 5 is 25. So this we cancel this. This 2. 5 times 5 is 25. We cancel. This here. So my K is equal to what? 2. Now I've gotten my value of K as 2. The first question says we should find an expression for F in terms of M1, M2, and D. This is that expression they're looking for in terms of M1, M2, and D, but we introduced the K. So we've gotten the value of K. So for our first solution, we'll be writing F to be equal to my K. I'll put 2. I'll write my M1, M2 all over D squared. Alright, that's our first solution. Now we jump to the second one. The second one said we should find the value of D when F is 30, M is 7.5, M2 is 4. Look at this expression. We introduce all the values there, we'll get our D. Our F is what? 30. So I have 30 equal to 2 times, what's my M1? M1, 7.5 times, what's my M2? 4. All over what? D squared, which is what we are looking for. So bring this one here, take this 30 here. So I'll be having D squared to be equal to 2 times 7.5 times 4 all over 30. 2 times 7.5 is 15. 15 in 30 is 2. So I'll be having this as 2, then 2 into 4 is 2. So I'm having my D squared to be equal to what? 2. So my D will be equal to square root of 2. You can punch your calculator to get your square root of 2. But that's the answer. D is square root of 2. All right, now we've been able to solve the first question there. That's the A part of the question, but there's also a B part. So let's see what the B part states. All right, the B part of the question gave us this polygon. It's a 5-sided polygon. That's a pentagon. Now we are given here as x degree, x plus 20 degree, x plus 60 degree, x plus 40 degree, and x plus 80 degree. And the question says we should find what? X. Now remember, solution. There's a rule that says the sum of angles in a polygon is equal to what? N minus 2 multiplied by 180, where n is the number of sides. So for this polygon, which is a pentagon, we have how many sides? 5. So we'll be having, for the pentagon, n is equal to 5. So our sum of angles should be 5 minus 2 multiplied by what? 180. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 times 180 is what? You'll be having 540. So the total sum of angles in this pentagon must give us what? 540 degree. So now let's add everything here. So I'll be having x plus 20 plus x plus 60 plus x plus 40 plus x plus 80 must give me what? 540. How many x do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll be having 5x plus, let's add all our values. 20 plus 60 is 80. 80 plus 80 is 160 plus 40 is 200. 5x plus 200 equal to what? 540. Take this 200 to this side. I'll be having my 5x to be equal to 540 minus 200. If I subtract this, I'll be having what? 340. So what's my x? I will divide both sides by 5. So I'll be having my x to be 340 all over what? 5. Divide. 5 in 34 is 30. That's 6. Remember, 4 in 40 is what? 8. So I have my x as 68 degree. All right, we've gotten the value for x. That solves the question 6 of the 2019 Waec examination. Now, in our subsequent lecture, we shall be looking at the next question in that Waec examination, the May June Waec examination of 2019. If you love this video, please give us the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. I celebrate you.